Right.
Shall we say it together?
Let's do it.
Welcome.
Welcome. Okay. Welcome to Get Out of My Head podcast. That's wrong. Get Out My Head podcast.
That sounds good.
Welcome to Get Out My Head podcast.
Welcome to the Get Out of My Head
Get Out My Head
podcast.
We can use that one.
Get out my head. Okay, cool.
We'll keep that. That's the inaugural introduction.
That will be episode 500. We'll look back and like, why didn't we do something better? We stuck with it for 500 episodes.
We can't do anything better than this.
I'm editing
we
it.
hit
I
the
can
magic
change it
the first time.
David, why is your volume on 0? Max, what are you doing to David?
His volume's on there.
Your volume.
My volume.
Unbelievable.
Is it?
You shouldn't
Don't
have
tell
the
him.
controls.
God. You know what? Everyone's going to hear this awkward echo in their ears of a man in the room that's standing very far away.
It's because when he laughs, it peaks.
There's going to be odd silences.
It's
and a man shouting in the corner. Can you, David? Are you getting multimedia messages?
Yeah, I'm getting.
Are you consuming content while creating content?
Yeah, my delivery ride is on his way.
Fantastic.
Considering the restaurant's only about a minute walk away, he's probably going to be here quite quickly.
I never ordered fried chicken before.
It's not fried. It's just normal chicken, but rotisserie. So
I'm getting a bacon burger anyway. I'm fine.
yeah, you're. What do you mean you're fine? Normal chicken's
disgusting
great.
chicken.
This is like a danger podcast. You order a Deliveroo, and then you start a podcast. And
we've got a Deliveroo, an exorcist, and a prostitute coming in the next hour.
The delivery driver has no idea what he's walking into.
And the prostitute's going to dress up as a ghost. And the exorcist is just going to have a great time. He's going to have sex with a ghost.
Which is every exorcist's dream.
Yeah. Seriously, they don't want to get rid of it.
You have to do what to get rid of the ghost? I don't think you have to do that.
If you're an exorcist and you destroy all the ghosts in the world, what do you do as your next job? So, I think they're dependent on ghosts, so it's supply and demand. So,
Yeah, of course. You got to make them up.
So what do you do after being an exorcist?
Make up more ghosts because the ghosts don't exist.
So you create ghosts.
Yeah.
So you become a necromancer.
Has anyone ever proved that there's a ghost? I think everyone just makes up that there's ghosts.
I think they're fine. I think they do what they've been doing the whole time.
They create their
I
own
think
job.
they just keep making up more ghosts.
So if we've got anyone still listening, this is a podcast about a kind of themes and topics. Not just about prostitution and fast food, but about other things.
And our first topic, though, is coincidentally prostitutes.
Yeah. So guys, what's your favourite type of prostitute? No, it's going to be a podcast around themes around movies, games, geek stuff,
Technology,
science.
Basically, everything we're into.
Yeah.
Round the table. We need to tell people who we are.
Yeah. My name is Max.
Okay, my name is Nick.
And my name is David.
The thing is, if we all do it in the same voice, then people are going to get very confused.
I've got the laugh.
Yeah.
Who?
And Nick
Who are you?
screams like a little bitch.
I scream.
Oh, no, we've got to add the explicit tag because I just said the bitch word.
You mean no? We just edit with that.
I'm sure.
If you can just let me know when you're doing, I'll just do a live. I'm
My profanity buzzer.
I'm looking at your lips. I'm ready.
Pigeon. No.
Pigeon.
Oh, bitch. Oh, hey.
I wasn't even close.
No.
So yeah, I think that clears that problem.
I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't want us to drop the C-bomb many times because it's a powerful weapon.
Cloud Atlas,
Yeah.
aka my favorite film of every year.
Oh,
Really?
my
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
Really?
you big into Cloud Atlas?
Oh, Cloud Atlas is,
Fucking
I think,
weirdo.
in 10 years'
No,
time, it'll be top of
it's
IMDb.
really bad.
No, come on.
Tom Hanks is he's just weird in it.
Some say genius.
He was
Some
weird.
say master.
I
His
enjoyed it, but
his makeup was
You didn't like? So both of you didn't like it. Neither of you liked it.
I enjoyed the film.
I suffered it.
Yes, exactly.
You guys are the wrong side
of
of history. That used to be very embarrassing. I'm gonna send this to you in 10 years' time. You'd be like, oh, I love Cloud Atlas.
I
It's so
enjoyed
good.
the cinematography.
I was actually thinking about The Matrix, and I love The Matrix, but I was thinking there's nothing more 90s than The Matrix, and that's normally a bad thing when you think there's nothing more 90s than X.
But it's the most 90s, therefore it's the best. Like, it just
It's the best of the worst. It's like the biggest fish in a
Does it-
tiny pond of shite.
Does it not stand up to modern day sort of like films?
It's just-
Does it not look
It's
right?
just so cheesy. It's
It
just
is.
The like he's meant to look cool, but
I
now
know
he
Kung
just looks
Fu.
like twat.
Yeah.
So it's like almost a satire on itself. It's gotten so weird.
But it's such a brilliant, genius concept.
The concept is amazing. It's just what they say and what they look like, which is bad. So if you can close your eyes and your ears, it's fantastic.
Like Neo before he took the pill.
Yeah.
Your pre-pills Neo.
I do remember
Morpheus
being a
is
kid.
timeless.
No, Morpheus. The only thing I remember about Morpheus, the only thing I remember about the whole film is Morpheus on the chair with his like eyes and stuff going, you know, like at the end.
It's the sweat.
Yes,
It's the taste.
it's the worst. It's the worst looking actor I've ever seen in the film. Like, think any war film, any
most
like
ugly.
and no, it's like that face he's pulling. It's like
The one
he's
where he
pushing
breaks
Oh,
the
yeah.
chains, right?
It is definitely. I'm
It's
shitting
like,
out.
It's like when the
a
helicopters
prickly pear.
exactly, and his eyes are rolling back. He's sweaty. He looks disgusting.
Yeah, but then he stands up and he looks. Well, even then, he's kind of shaking a bit.
It's the only thing I remember. That film, that scene, is all I remember from that
I
film.
love it when he goes.
Wow.
It's the smell. And he touches his face and like, does he lick the sweat or is that just in my mind?
I think if we go back and watch it again, if we could just like extract David's memory of the film, it'd be a very different film than the one in real life. Yeah.
It's that weird part when that bug comes out of Neo's tummy.
Yeah, I always
and it
remember
looks
that.
really
That's
right. It looks
horrible.
odd because he's got like loads of belly hair.
That's why it's like, not the big sort of like weird mechanical bug that
No.
they pull out from his stomach.
That was the real horror.
It's the way it comes out of his belly button
Oh,
through that
she was
machine
annoying,
as well
innit?
in the car.
Who's that woman with black hair in it?
Trinity.
Trinity. Yeah.
Oh, she was like the most boring woman on the planet.
A little bit.
And she wasn't hot enough to make up for the boringness.
I don't
So
know.
I was, but then it's perfect for Neo because he's not got a personality either. So they're just boring, semi-hot people in leather
Yeah.
But Neo does this.
who aren't cool at all.
He has a personality in the way he acts though. Like he does this sideways glance where he'll just keep his shoulders straight and look down bottom left like this.
What's that new Keanu Reeves film where he's a fucking awesome hitman?
Oh, John Wick.
John Wick. That
Yeah.
is
That's
sick.
crazy.
Like
There's a
in
sequel
that,
coming
he's
out.
really cool.
Yeah.
And I think in 10 years, I hope that I still think he's cool.
Yeah.
But the dog part, oh my god.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
actually cry.
I know.
In the new one, there's another,
John Wick.
there's another
There's
dog.
John Wick
There's John
2
Wick 2 is
coming
coming out.
Is it a cat in the second film?
If it's a cat.
Yeah, that
what
would be
can we do
terrible.
to
Same
add
plot.
this up?
I mean, the plot was
We need
so
more
simple
pussy.
for John Wick. Right, so I had
Or
this
a goldfish.
absolutely incredible discussion the other day.
Yeah.
Where we were trying to imagine if Keanu Reeves hadn't played Neo in The Matrix, like who would replace him? Who could
My
be?
days.
Nicolas Cage.
No.
In no world he would overact. You want a man who doesn't act much going from Neo to going to Nicolas Cage.
There's no one who would quite fit it. He just like he is Neo.
Oh my god, there's got to be someone who is like. It wasn't like it would be someone shit like Jean-Claude Van Damme
Oh,
or something
yeah.
wank like that.
Whoopi
90s
Goldberg.
action heroes.
Actually, I tell you what, I'd have rather had what about Arnie in that? Oh, that'd have been like.
No.
But the point was
That's
he
too
was
Terminator.
weedy but strong. That was
Yeah.
the point. So
But he's got to
how
be like a
about
weedy hacker as well because that's his thing.
yeah,
Skinny, what's the guy? Christopher. No, who's Batman? I'm Batman. Who's Batman?
What right now?
Christian
Christian
Bale.
Bale. Christian Bale.
Yeah.
A skinny Christian Bale, and then he becomes
Yeah.
Neo.
No,
he just
yeah, that
henches
could
the
work.
hell up.
Christian Bale would be
Christian
good.
Bale is like he's in Equilibrium. It's the same film.
Is it? I've never seen it.
Equilibrium is
Isn't it
like a
called-
cheap version of The Matrix.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
But you say equals.
I say equals. I say 1 + 1 equals.
Equal.
I say
plus y equals
I say equator. How do you say equator?
Equator.
equator.
You don't say equator. Equator. Equilibrium. It's a side note.
Yeah. Have you seen that film?
Yes, it's The Matrix, just with a lower budget, and Sean
With-
Bean dies again in the first 10 minutes. No
Has he,
spoiler.
has he lived through a film? Do we think?
Yeah, it must have.
Have you seen Silent Hill? You think he was dead the whole time. He's in a parallel universe.
But when they rip the skin off, that's gross.
Okay, we're going through
Pyramid
like,
Man.
this is like have you seen Doctor Strange where he's being like zapped through
Yeah.
reality, or like
I love
just
it when
zapping through reality, touching on pop culture films.
I mean,
Vroom, vroom, vroom,
I
vroom,
quite
vroom.
liked when he looked at his hands and the hands going off it. But what I liked more is when he called out his own eye. That was exciting.
Jesus, this sounds gory.
No, it was beautiful.
Oh.
touching.
And
I'm
then
concerned.
he looked in his own eye and became it's too confusing.
Okay.
It's quite creative. So we talked about Batman, and
Every podcast is gonna start with
I
Batman.
actually have to tell you something.
Oh,
I became Batman.
I'm Batman.
I've always been Batman.
What did you do?
I put on some kind of mask and I became Batman.
Wow.
Instantly. I put on my bat gloves. I spoke to my butler, played on my piano, and I
Did he
put
hand
on
you a
my
key?
my back hat, the cowl,
The cowl.
the gloves.
The cowl.
The cowl. It's called a cowl.
The cowl.
Cowl. COWEL or LE. It's basically.
I've never
thing.
heard that word.
That's what
used.
Is that,
Batman's
what would you call that thing you
mask
put
is
some of
called.
his thing with the ears on it?
Mask.
No,
It's
it's done to
apparently
his
called a
face.
cowl.
Is it a separate thing?
It's
a hood.
a cowl.
A hood.
It's a cowl.
A hood. Okay.
It's not a fucking hood because it's not attached to a jumper.
A Simon Cowell.
Cowl voice.
Oh, it's a definite.
Oh, nice.
Cowl. Yeah. Cowl Vorderman. Thanks to our American listeners for that all British reference.
We'll put a link in the show notes for that one. Put a link in the show notes so you guys can follow up on
Cowl
that one.
Vorderman is a very famous quiz hostess from the UK over the last 20 years. She's quite attractive and intelligent.
You may have seen her recently die on the new Top Gear.
She died.
Well, yeah.
Oh my god, this show's just full of spoilers.
So
Top Gear.
Yeah, no. So the Grand
People
Tour.
still, the Grand Tour's not Top Gear though.
No.
But it is.
She featured on the show for all
Which,
of
on
like
Top
5
Gear
seconds
or
and then
Grand Tour?
died. Grand Tour.
Grand Tour.
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
I'm not convinced
Shall I watch
by
it?
Have you guys not seen it?
I've seen the first episode.
I
and a
just
half.
saw the poster and I saw how much older each of them looked. Apart
Yeah.
from Jeremy Clarkson, who already looked like he was dead.
It's good. It just feels more staged than it ever did. It's more scripted.
But it was
more
always
written.
scripted, and they got away with it. 'cause
Did you watch the
liked
whole
them.
episode?
Yes.
There you go. You gonna watch the next one?
Don't know. Probably. But I was really convinced that this was going to be a grand tour. I thought they were going to do like one of their specials where they travel across a country, which I love. But it's another live show.
Amazon Prime is a wealth of delicious content to consume. So, Preacher and
Mr.
Goliath,
Oh.
very good.
Don't know, I've
Billy
not seen
Bob Thornton, he's
Have you seen,
law man.
Have you seen Mr.
Lawyer.
Robot?
I didn't like Camille, whatever his name is.
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Why do you call him Camel?
I don't know. I knew it was 4 words with like a couple of I's, so I thought it's Kamil, but it's Rami or something. But
It's a very interesting
I was
show.
next to the K in the alphabet.
I was too
sort of.
depressed. I
He
I
just-
can't watch a show about a
nothing
man who's
happens.
depressed.
His eyes are really large as well. Which
Yeah.
kind of, I just look at him and I think
Unnervingly
he
large.
looks surprised all the time, but also quite stoned. So it doesn't make sense. He looks stoned but surprised.
this all the time.
Yeah. He's very small as well.
He's very small.
He's a very
He's a hacker,
peculiar
though.
human, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So I look at him, it's like, I'm going to be an alien and I'm going to dress up like a human. And they've tried really hard and out popped Camel. What was his name? Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek. You know, it's even an alien. I am Rami Malek. Welcome to Earth.
He could have played Neo in the Matrix.
He could have, yeah.
Yeah.
He could be the
They're
Neo.
both hackers, I guess. So,
They're both pretty much the same person.
yeah.
But he couldn't have bulked up
He
though.
couldn't. He's too short. Like even if you're plugged into the Matrix and you're that short,
I
and you
can't imagine
master
him.
own
He's next
will,
to Trinity.
you couldn't do anything.
Trinity's just towering. He has to like wear, you wear like a kid's like holder on your chest.
Yeah.
You could go in there and Trinity could carry him around.
Yeah, if he wore a trench coat, it'd be like a robe from like a.
Or like Mickey Mouse, where he's got the
Yes.
long robe and the.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You get it. You got the visual.
Actually, if he wore the sunglasses, I wonder what he'd look like because then he wouldn't. His eyes would go
They'd be-
behind
Yeah.
the shade.
Well, I can't
So then,
imagine
would he look?
There'd be comedy.
How would he look?
There'd be comedy out the edges. The glasses would be twice the size of his head. He'd have like soggy glove
Yeah.
like handles.
There's one point in the show where he
Love
becomes really high and stoned, but like on something ridiculous drug. And then he like widens his eyes in surprise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe his eyes could get any bigger. Because
They incorporate the rest of his head.
it's just like how big are your eyes? Even bigger than your eyelids. How are they not coming out? It's like an optical illusion. Maybe he can. Maybe it's like evolution. So like fish can see 360 or birds. So maybe he's actually an evolved human because his eyes are so big.
He's prey though.
He's prey.
He's prey. He can see all around him. Just in case.
He's
who's the predator then?
who
feeds off
Keanu Reeves.
Malik? Trinity.
Trinity's.
So
I was trying to bring us. I was trying to bring us a topic of
I know.
Batman VR.
You were too subtle. That's the problem.
Sidetracked.
I
tried to do a slight segue, and then I had to literally get a fly swatter and slap you both over the face and get you back on the conversation.
Oh yeah, our fault. Yeah, 100%. Guys, someone's got this under control.
I'm really trying.
So tell us about that time you were Batman.
So I mean, let's not fuck around. We've all been Batman.
All of us in this room.
We were Batman.
But I mean, VR is amazing, but. We recently just had it at a house party, and I only play VR with other people because I think if I play it alone, I feel pretty weird because I'm like someone else only by myself, and I feel like I'm retreating from life completely. Just feels weird.
I
In
agree.
a party, it's fun because you watch someone and it's good, and they're like, oh, do I look at me? And it's all.
It's a fun experience to share with people.
Yeah, you don't want to indulge in it because then you're like, well, I'm not Batman, but I am. You can't.
Do you think you're gonna get lost in there? You think maybe 3 days later you'll be found on the floor?
It's kind of
you haven't eaten or drunk.
It's kind of pathetic immersion because you're always aware that you are.
Yeah,
not
you're
Batman,
not going to pretend to yourself that you're not.
But you look like Batman. So it's not like the Matrix. If it was more like the Matrix,
Can I ask?
Cool.
Do you think that this is at all to do with the fact that these are mostly VR demos at the moment? Do you think if there were full games that you had like a long story to progress through, that you might play it by yourself?
I think you need to wipe your brain and then insert yourself into VR to fully experience some kind of virtual reality.
You're not asking for much. So PSVR is good, but you can't pull your brain out and immerse yourself completely. I think I give it a 6 out of 10.
I love the Batman thing more than anyone. I give it like a 9 out of 10. But I'm just saying, I would always know that I need to delete myself to be someone else because it's always myself being in someone else's shoes. But if I want to be that someone else, I need to delete all of myself. But then,
do you feel like
I find it a fun experience because I actually believe I was Batman. And
Batman's got a lot of shit on his plate. He's got a lot of problems. You know, he's a bit depressive. He's not happy. Like, you don't want to be Batman.
Yeah,
you want to play Batman.
Has he ever? He only smiled when Rachel gave him a kiss, and then
he does a weird.
He had sex. He'd be smoking a fag, having a kind of
like American Psycho style. With a mirror and okay. Christian Bale's a strange guy though.
Are you talking about Batman or Christian? I mean, you had sex with Christian Bale.
I guess I want to just feedback. It was great. 6 out of 10.
Cigarette. Benson and Hedges was not my choice of cigarettes.
All right, bus card.
I'm gonna ask the question: who here has dabbled in VR porn?
I've not done it.
That's a lie. You're nodding your head while saying no.
I've not done it.
Why are you nodding?
Why
are you giving me the thumbs up, David?
Oh my god. It was Bukkaki's porn. It went all over the screen.
Oh, whoa.
I was the victim. Looking up at all those ridiculous things. No, it was I'm not. But that's actually a very good VR porn simulator, Bukkake simulator, because you don't need to do anything.
Is that a thing?
Well, you know what Bukkake is.
Yeah, but does it exist?
No, but maybe we've hit gold because
let's make one.
You can simulate that because then you don't need. The stimulation is to watch.
Would you want to be the cameraman who has to be that one filming
the? Amazing! Holy shit! So you're filming the best porn?
No.
You're filming porn. That's a new VR game. That's you're filming a scene.
But I was thinking.
You've got to film the best episode of porn,
and then you upload it,
and you get rated.
People can buy it off you.
Yeah. Fuck, that's amazing.
You can be the third person in that room.
Oh dear!
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've never experienced?
No. Have you? You asking the question?
Yeah, I've seen.
What? Why have we been talking to David for so long?
Yeah,
Max.
As in your house?
Yeah, I don't have a VR headset proper one, but I've got a Google Cardboard.
Yeah. Oh god.
So you just said Pornhub on a screen?
VR 360 porn.
What's it like?
What's
behind
interesting?
You?
I There's normally a really boring wall.
Cameraman.
It's
David
okay.
playing cameraman. It's so. David, how did you get here too?
So, what?
It's interesting, but the thing is, with Google Cardboard, whenever you move your head, you feel sick. You feel like you want to throw up straight away.
Which
but
is always
also,
great. It's always really good to have sex when you feel sick. Like horniness plus sickness never.
Yeah, I love
never
that.
seems to marry.
like
Unless
sneezing.
this is a fever.
but the problem you get, right?
Nausea.
So
Hang on. Nausea and sex doesn't really. It's always a turn off. I mean, whether you're being nauseous or the other person is, it doesn't really want
not the
to
best.
continue.
So the problem you find, I reckon, is that in like virtual reality games, you've got a 3D environment that you can move around in, and like it immerses you in it. But when you're watching films or video, any 360 video you see on YouTube and that sort of thing, you don't get depth. You don't feel like you're in the situation.
You want to go in the situation.
Inside the situation.
You thought 3D video was the future. Now we take you inside the future.
Sorry, what's your complaint?
He has been more visual with the complaint.
He wants to be more inside. Do you want to be more inside?
So I want to be more inside.
So hang
the
on.
video.
Oh, so it's a video. So there's no depth perception.
Yeah, so like,
whereas in VR,
alright, so
they've got depth.
If you ever watched a 360 video on your PSVR,
Right, but
have you?
no, but I've played a normal game on my PSVR.
How does that work?
It looks like I'm in a cinema watching a game.
Okay, so that's
which
kind of the
is-
same.
But this is all around you though, the 360s. You look around, it's like a globe of video around you.
So it's like an
that's
IMAX,
static.
and you're sitting in the middle, and it's stop porn everywhere.
It's like a planetarium.
Yes, a pornitarium.
Planetarium.
That's more akin to what I would describe it as.
A
It's-
pornitarium.
Maybe that's what this
Yeah.
podcast should be.
I mean,
The best planetarium reviews.
talking about Batman. I mean, I thought
We weren't talking about Batman at all.
but I thought
But
when there's that scene in Batman VR where you're basically in a crime zone,
Yeah.
and you're trying to figure out how Nightwing got like killed, and
Right,
he
yeah.
gets his neck broken and like all this other shit.
Very
Like,
graphic.
It's pretty brutal, and then you can like switch around, and just kind of like examine stuff, and you like see his jaw break, and you can like snap it when it's like smashed. And you can like look around and get some good details. So I can see how that in a porn environment to rewind and fast forward that and just get that right moment of impact.
You really want that? I
So
think
this was partially what I'm saying. That's not possible
Why not? What if you
because you'd have to 3D laser map an
Okay.
entire room
Or-
and take that perspective.
But what are you about? So when you were Batman, you thought you were Batman,
Yes, loved it.
but you weren't actually seeing a
Batman.
real Batman. It was a rendered Batman.
Correct.
So what if you brought that technique to your other fetish?
So
you want to have like computer characters.
So no, I didn't say that. I'm
so
just saying
it's 3D.
This is
Which is
this
more
is
like
Lara
anime.
Croft. This is like 1991
No.
Lara Croft all over again.
I mean, there's
Press
basically
up,
I'm not
up,
gonna-
B,
I'm
up,
gonna-
up, down, down, down,
I'm
out.
not
She's
saying
naked.
what I want. I'm trying to make Max's reality more
Mine?
real. Because you've experienced it. You obviously have a penchant for VR porn.
I have a curiosity.
So on the
As do we all.
on the porn spectrum, you got static. You got anime,
We've got what's
rendered,
It's hentai. by the
real.
way. Okay. all right.
and hentai. Yeah, hentai.
That's fine.
That's it.
It's not-
Sorry,
It's not a big deal, but
hentai, rendered, real. Is there any other?
I'm just doing a quick scope of our topic list.
Yeah.
I've just done a quick number crunch there. Yeah, I just don't see this one on there. But you know what? Carry on. So, no, sorry, it's number 7. You're just writing. Oh, you're
Yeah.
writing it in there now. It's what is your favorite porn? Rendered, anime.
I didn't
or,
get onto the porn. Who
Okay.
got onto the
I
porn?
asked the question.
You asked the question. Okay, we should twitch.
what? Okay.
Twitch.
What
Twitch.
other
Twitch.
thing in VR do you want to see? Like, what do you want to
Okay,
experience?
so I love Batman VR, as you can
We-
tell.
we've already done Batman. Apart
So
from
more
Batman, apart from, I want to play. I'm Robin.
Okay, so the other thing is you play this VR world thing where you're holding a gun and you're shooting, and it like the actual act of reloading a gun, spending all the ammunition, it being empty, picking up a cartridge, putting it in. Even like mundane actions of like doing that were just fucking fun. Even when you assemble like
Yeah.
a bomb or you're like, oh, powerful small actions.
It feels.
So
One of the
what-
key thing is though, you
Yeah.
use your hands though. Like it's not just VR; it's the fact you've got controllers in your hands and you
Yeah.
can pick stuff up. That makes things like 10 times better.
100%.
So you got to think of a time of your life where you're sitting in a location, and you're doing small actions of your hands that have a lot of impact. So I think a sniper rifle would be really good.
Cool, yep.
Like a sniper rifle, because that's delicate actions of your hands for big impact.
You're really taking us down a corridor. The doors in the corridor are closing. There is one door you've left open on that corridor, David.
What else could you do with your hands in a small confined
Sniper
space?
rifle, door closes. Oh, you could be Batman again. Door closes.
The other thing is, I love horror, so I think horror in VR is amazing.
You guys,
it's very much,
speaking of door closing,
you guys made me play Kitchen first, and that was so
Kitchen
mean.
is a demo from Resident Evil. And give some setup. So this is the scariest VR game I think I've played so far.
So this one you are bound, your hands are bound, and you are sitting in a chair.
This also sounds like. Carry on.
You're gagged.
Tell me
about
lady
approaches.
Tell me about the hand actions.
a Deliveroo man approaches.
Someone's filming you, and a lady approaches.
Okay, so why is it scary?
I mean, there's like an exorcist woman in there who comes up and stabs you in the knee.
Yeah,
that was pretty scary.
I guess but the best thing is that you're sitting down and you look down and you see your legs and you're holding a controller.
Yeah.
And your hands are bound, so your hands are in real life like they are in the game.
Yeah. I think the scariest part for me was the fact that you can hear sounds behind you. So someone can run behind you and it feels real, and you look around and there's no one there, that kind of thing. You do immerse yourself with
sound and it's amazing how important the other factors are apart from the headset.
Yeah.
The headphones make that game. Oh yeah, it's when you hear a rattle behind you, then you look around. It's the rattle that scares you.
Yeah.
And it's the limited field of view that also scares you.
I think I could have a heart attack at my young age.
I wonder how many people will
30.
Die in VR.
It's terrifying. Like even when playing that game, I'm like, actually, why I don't play VR alone is because I'm afraid someone's going to probably walk into the house, and fucking probably just poke me. I don't want that
with a sword.
I just don't want that.
Yeah.
You leave yourself very exposed. It's like an upside down turtle.
You wouldn't really just stand around in your house with a blindfold on for an hour or two.
No,
and just with headphones on, blasting messages.
That's like taking a risk.
Yeah.
Like if I was like Nick, if someone says Nick, when you stand at home, lock the doors, but put a blindfold over 2 hours, I'd be like, that's pretty risky.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Even when you have a shower alone at home for a long time, and someone's coming to come back home in the next hour.
Yeah.
There's I've got half an hour more shower. I'm getting nervous.
Wait.
How long do you spend in
half
the shower?
an hour more showers? You've been in there already for a period of time.
So
let's say half an hour more time available to you. That's crazy.
You want to take a tactical shower before someone comes home.
Yeah, 2-3 hours tops.
How do you dirty?
I don't know, but let's say
no one is
enjoying,
half an hour dirty. Nobody's ever been that dirty.
Let's say you want to take a shower after doing
doors closing,
some kind of VR experience. God. And you but you want to relax, have a shower, but then you're like, oh no, someone's coming. But it's the same.
Oh, you're talking about sit down shower. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Again, a real relax.
Once this is a funny university story, but once at university we had these showers in these halls, and in the shower the doors had a seal on them. So the showers had a basin at the bottom, which was about 3 inches thick, tall. The basin. So you had if you covered your foot over the plug hole, the basin would rise.
Oh my God.
The showers had a kind of that plastic trimming that you put on the edge of a shower to stop spinning.
Properly sealed.
Yeah. Sealed. So it's not sealed if it's just you're not leaning on it. So my mate Dan, he fell asleep in the shower because he was so hungover.
Oh no.
And he leaned against the door and he made that plastic seal not hermetic but watertight, let's say.
Oh. Okay.
And then he had
he made it watertight
by mistake. He didn't make it. It just became watertight.
It opens inwards. And he
it opens inwards. It opens inwards. Yes, the shower opens inwards, and then
he's
drowned. He's got his ass.
He drowned in the shower.
He's got his ass on the plug.
This sounds like he wasn't sleeping.
No, he was.
This sounds
he was
like something else happening.
He went in there. And he was like, "Oh, I'm so fucking hungover," and was like, the warm water, comfort and stimulation to my body rather than my brain fucking destroying my senses for being hungover. He basically woke up and he was choking on water, and it had gone all the way up to like his nostrils.
Oh my god!
So
To be honest, though,
that's a
try
long
that.
shower. That's a long shower.
that's a bath.
That's a sit down. That's a bath shower.
Yeah.
Jack,
Wow,
as,
that's
as,
amazing.
Jack, as a Jack Bauer.
That's a Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm just going to pop in for a half-hour Jack Bauer. Sorry, darling. What does that mean? Oh, it's a bath shower. It's where you sit in the plug hole and you lean against the door.
And drown yourself.
It's so popular. It's even got a Cockney rhyming slang.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this VR stuff is pretty sick.
It's kind of cool.
We were playing Street Fighter V last night.
Oh yeah.
Not in VR.
No.
Not in VR, in
That'd
the
be
real
love
world.
Okay,
And,
so what are the games that you get most competitive playing? So
Yeah.
what are the games? Because Street
Fighter, it's high stakes.
It's not high-
short
no, it's
fights.
not.
No,
It's not high stakes, first
If
of
you're
all.
playing against someone, it's high stakes.
Okay.
Ranked games fucking destroy me because I don't want to
any
lose
ranked
a
game.
ranked game. Actually, this is it. It's ranked games. So any game where the game goes, oh, if you're a really high level, I'm going to give you like a gold badge, or like you're going to be in the platinum tier, or you're going to be in the master tier. Any game which is like, oh, there's reward, and if you lose, they fucking demote you.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that.
So give me examples of games like that.
Overwatch, StarCraft, Street Fighter when you play ranked.
Boggle.
Boggle?
Sorry, I saw a trend.
The hardcore Boggle
I saw a
tournaments.
trend. I went for it. I got it wrong. Carry on. Rocket League.
Rocket League,
Rocket
that's
League of
that's your
Legends.
poison.
Yeah.
LOL? It's
LOL?
League of
League of Legends.
Yeah, and then you get League of Legends and Dota, their ranking system is dealt by a number rather than a reward system, right? So there's not tiers. There's just
So you know where you
There
are in
are
the world.
oh, they're ranked. Oh, so
Yeah,
in Dota
yeah.
it's just a number. You have like
okay.
an MMR, whatever
Yeah,
it is,
right,
rank.
right.
But in LOL, it's
Yeah, there you can be Diamond League or whatever.
so you
Like, it's-
so there's stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the most competitive? What's the game that has got you biggest? It could be Risk. It
So
could be.
there's
It
games-
could
there's
be
ga-
Monopoly.
So there's one game that got me biggest, which isn't. This is a game. It's not necessarily competitive, but it's a MMO. It's called Ultima Online, and you like play
I've
an
heard of that.
RPG.
Ultima.
And if you die,
You die in
someone
real
can
life.
walk over to your body and take all your shit. So
Oh.
for all you young people, imagine World of Warcraft, but if someone fucking kills you, they can take all of your gear and
I
just
guess like in
walk the
Minecraft.
fuck off. Yeah, and
If
it's
you're
like
playing multiplayer.
that's devastating. But that's not really that's just the most devastating thing that's ever happened to me in a game. The
Right.
most competitive has probably got to be StarCraft, because that's
Yeah. I've never played StarCraft.
Yeah.
I really would get way too into it though.
yeah. It's if you play 2v2. Actually, I can't play 1v1 StarCraft because I get so angry at myself losing that I can't do it. So I always play with another person. So if
I
we
will play
lose,
with
I
you.
can always be like, oh, it was their fault.
Yeah.
Teammate is a noob.
Oh, dear.
So Max, what's yours?
Maybe Rocket League or League of Legends. It's one of those two.
I talk to
And
myself
it's
when I
ranked
play
as well.
when I
Yeah,
play
yeah.
Rocket League.
You've got to
I'm
coach
like,
yourself.
What do you say?
I'm like, Nick, you're better than this. Nick, you're disappointing yourself. I look at myself in the mirror as well. I'm
Jesus
like, I'm so
Christ.
embarrassed about you, Nick.
That's
poor
pretty
soul.
intense. Just
No.
so Rocket League. Anything else? Or just
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like the family games of Monopoly at Christmas just ruin the atmosphere. Because like,
Oh,
They do.
Risk is worse than Monopoly because Monopoly is pure chance. So
Risky.
a little bit. Okay, Monopoly, 90%, 80% chance, 20% tactics. Risk, 80% politics, 20% chance.
100% cruelty.
Yeah, I've done things in Risks that I don't think a global dictator has been so fucking mischievous over. I have like forged alliances with people and then stabbed them in the back and openly denounced them to the
Shit.
table
Wow.
and said we're going to crush this person.
Wow.
And they've yeah, I'm brutal because
I
I'm
love
like
Risk.
it's a game, and then they're like you've just like taken my trust and squashed it, and I'm like no, but that was part of the game, and that, like I have a
So
kind
they
of
don't trust you at all now in person.
yeah. I'm like, no, we're gaming, it's fine. And then the Risk stuff, Yeah, they're like, no, you traded on my trust as a friend, and now you've broken it. And
You can
no,
definitely
this
tell
is-
a person
it
by
was
the
to-
way they play a game.
It
Like
was
game
to
is.
conquer a fictional world of stuff with bricks on it. It's not real.
It is.
Chill out.
Have you seen Planet Earth 2? Like, you see the little children animals playing together. It's like they're playing to learn about real life. And so this is what a game is. Like you realize what you really are like in a game.
No, because a game by
If you were a dictator, David,
Okay, so-
you would do the
mate.
same things.
So a game by its definition has
Was born in the darkness.
has no stakes. That's why it's called a game, because you don't fight for anything.
So
If
it's-
you fought for something, it's called a sport.
if
If you fought for something,
An
it's called a sport. A
e-sport.
game, it's aimless by its definition.
if you do this kind of shit, David, in a thing that has no consequences, what would you do when there are consequences?
Yeah, so that's different. That's a sport. But in a game, it's
Are you
aimless.
telling
So
me
you can do anything.
you
It's
have a different way
That's the
of...
difference between a game and a sport.
So in sport, you're different.
Yeah, because you got to you got to play to rules. And in a game, you break them. I don't know. Okay, so but then again, if I was playing Risk for money, but poker is that sport or a game?
That's a game.
What makes this? Okay, is
I don't
surfing?
know.
What's
Is it a
surfing?
game?
Is that a sport or a game?
That's a hobby.
A hobby.
I'm randomly selecting. I'm gonna randomly say game, sport, or hobby, and you're gonna say stuff at me.
Football,
That's a sport.
swimming,
That's a hobby.
Tennis.
archery.
Whoa. Archery, sport,
Tennis.
game. You got to.
Tennis is not a sport.
Are we updating Wikipedia at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, these are straight from the mount.
Competitive StarCraft.
That's a hobby.
A hobby.
Whoa. Hey, I'm a random word generator. Don't blame me. No, I think esports. I think video game sports are full sports, and I'm going to go on record. They're better than real sports.
I really am inclined to agree with you.
I'm also inclined because we're
We're all nerds. We
all
hate
nerds,
sports.
yeah. So what makes
But we've all
it,
played-
Okay, no, so what makes it? Okay, let's say football. Or like, what's the sport? What's the sport like?
I watch rugby, so I still do like enjoy
Okay, so you're
sports.
like, I can't go like rugby.
I played
You
so
can.
much.
So
That's fine.
So why is winning the StarCraft champions more honourable than winning the rugby champions?
I don't think it is.
think it's more honourable.
What do you say? You said it's more of a sport. You said it's a
think-
better sport.
What did I say? Can we, Max, go back? Can you?
Yeah. What did you say? You said something like it's better than any sport.
I think esports. What did I say? I don't know. It was definitely a
Yeah, I think
superlative.
you might have said that they're better,
I said better than
and
real
I agreed
sports.
with you.
Yeah,
but I
you
don't
agree
know.
with me.
I've
Well, that's a good question. I think there's so much like there's a community around. Are you playing esports right now?
No, I'm not.
You are. You're
You
playing Star
are.
Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
I'm not playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
yes, you are.
I guess it's the tribes
You
you
can't
fall
play a
into.
sport.
I guess it's the tribes you fall into. Like we don't.
I'm competing in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Oh, you're hobbying.
No.
I think it's really difficult for most people to understand how esports can be so enjoyable to watch.
Okay, what makes a sport though? Come on.
I think you enjoy
Let's
what
get
you
into
play,
it.
though. I think if
What
you
makes
don't
us-
play football, you're not going to enjoy watching football too much.
Yeah.
If you don't like, and if you play StarCraft or Rocket League, you're going to enjoy people who are better than you, who are the best in the world doing
Yeah,
that.
even if you don't play, if you watch enough, you learn the rules, you learn what's good and what's bad, you learn the tactics behind it, and then you can get into it and get behind the top.
So chess,
People in the world.
sport or game or hobby?
Okay, now I'm being real. This is hashtag. This is a segment of the show we call hashtag Real Talk. David brings in one question each week, and then the question this week is chess, hobby, or game. Chess is. I think it's the same as a video game. Whatever like a video game is classified as. I think that's can
A
be
game
sport.
then.
Video.
Oh wait,
Video sports.
Video
sorry.
sport. So what is it?
It can be anything.
So
It can be
You
a
ever
hobby
play-
for someone.
so
it can
guys,
just, it can
everything
be a
can
sport
be
for someone.
anything. What's nothing?
Nothing
what's
is
what?
everything.
What's what?
Anything can be anything, and nothing is everything.
So what's
just
Risk?
depends
Risk
on-
is a fucking game though. Risk is a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how you play it could be a sport.
Okay.
Like you're playing Risk as a sport. It's like human hunting. It's like the ultimate sport.
I almost
But
feel
when-
like a sport, when you classify something as a sport, it's normally with a team. If
Well,
you
no,
play with
no.
teammates,
So
then
normally
it's a sport.
it's athleticism, which distinguishes sports
Okay,
from
yeah,
games. However, these people in Korea I mean, these guys, they're like wearing wristbands and they're heating up their hands with
Bowling ball.
there's little heat patches even when you're camping and your hands are cold. They're like getting their dexterity ready, like 360 actions per minute. That involves like some kind of finger dexterity. And then I guess in snooker, you're just like sliding a cue, you know? So like, what's the difference?
Like if you put like a mouse in that cue hand, and then you put...
What do you mean a real mouse?
I don't know why that's what my mind went.
You're in there as well?
Yeah.
I was like, you put the hand, the standing hand on WSD, you put the mouse in the Q hand, and it's pretty much like playing a video game.
Yeah.
And the screen is the table. It's the same thing.
Snooker's bullshit.
And what are the balls?
The balls, those... analogy's dead.
So you said you wanted a topic on this show saying competitive gaming is better than sports.
Yeah.
And here's why.
And here's why.
And now you're like...
So our top three...
And now you're like shying away from your earlier statement.
I agreed with you at first. I'm thinking that it's the same.
They're exactly the same. It's just a
Not
different
better.
crowd of people you're hanging out with. It's a
Yeah.
different... They're new sports. I think
Yeah.
they're new sports. And you often associate yourself with tribes that you're friends with. So if you hang out with people like football, you enjoy watching football.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're hanging out with people like video games, you're going to like video games as a sport. Like,
Yeah.
I don't hang out with people who like rugby, so I don't particularly watch rugby. Because
So do you
it's
think...
no social. I
so
think
what we're getting to is should it be part of the Olympics? Because that's really like, if anyone can call a sport, it's the
International
Olympics.
Track and Field 2004 should be a game in Olympics 2020.
What was those latest sports they put into the Olympics? They put in some weird ones, didn't they?
Should I find out?
Yeah, find out. Because I think they were sports that were on the fringe. So golf, I think, is a recent
Oh yeah,
one.
that was a new one, wasn't
That's
it?
a video
Golf.
game.
Uh,
Tiger West PGA Tour
okay, so we got baseball. It's going in.
That's weird.
/ softball.
Karate.
Why was that not a sport? That's
I thought that
definitely a
would've been one
sport.
already.
If that's in Street Fighter, then I mean,
That's
come on.
weird.
They used to have judo and stuff like that, but
Right.
I guess that's a new Olympic sport. Sport climbing.
That's really stupid.
I guess that's like
Because
speed climbing,
that's
or-
definitely a hobby.
okay.
Because like
I guess it's like speed.
all I
climbing,
think of
race.
competitive climbing is when you play Gladiators or those Japanese
Yeah.
game shows and you have to reach a
Takeshi's
flag.
Castle.
That's a race to climb.
Yeah, it's Ninja Warrior.
It's
Yeah.
you might as well just do any sort of race.
Okay, we've
But I
got-
guess original sports were sports that you compete, like Roman sports, that gave you a biological advantage. Like they were,
Yeah,
oh,
they
I can
used-
throw a spear, I can run this speed,
I can kill a man.
I can
from
kill a man
100
with,
yards.
Yeah,
with
that's
a
it.
discus.
I
Yeah.
couldn't kill a man with a mouse and a keyboard.
Oh, but nowadays you can.
And this is a mechanical keyboard where it's made of metal.
Yeah. And the mouse is made of...
It doesn't. No,
It's
fuck
like-
the
alright,
mouse.
so-
oh, you can make the rope out of that wire in spy films that they tie people's neck with, and it's like
That's
rotting
true.
them.
That's
Okay,
true.
I've got a question.
A
Table
trick.
tennis, hobby or sport?
That's a sport.
It's a sport.
It's
Yeah,
got a lot.
but that's like Twitch reactions.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's being really fast. It's not being like
But table-
overly, athletic.
If you distill down badminton and tennis, you get table tennis. It's the ultimate form of the sport.
No.
It's the ultimate form of
Oh,
racket
what,
game.
distill it to like a
if
dollhouse
if you
version.
boil it up a little bit, you steam it up a little, get rid of the excess water from tennis and badminton, you get the perfect form.
What is cockfighting then?
It's an
What would you do
espresso.
to get a dog to fight a dog or a bird to fight?
It's a sport. It's not Olympic, but it is a sport.
It's an animal sport. Animal Olympics.
Robot Olympics. Rumba Olympics.
But we were saying about the most moments we felt most competitive. So you're saying Rocket League.
No, I'm going to go
I wanna hear-
Christmas. I'm going Christmas Monopoly, which can divide households.
Tell me the most like shameful competitive thing that you've done in a game of Christmas Monopoly. Have you hidden the money? Did you lie about where your piece landed? Did you switch the dice to be another side?
My little brother used to think quantity of money was more important than value of money.
Right.
So you could trade him 10 £1 for one 500
You are
note.
cruel.
And he felt like if he's happy, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, no, that's
everyone's a winner.
You're being honest, and he's But
I was very
having to
clear.
pay for something.
He just values things in a different way than the rest of us do. Like
I
he's
think that's fun. That's like real life. Some people don't value quantity of money. They value,
like rare, like
I don't know, like trinkets.
people buy like the £5 coins that were special memorial coins.
Yeah.
and they love that stuff.
I mean,
I have zero value for that.
It's like the new £5 note that's selling for like £500.
Exactly. Like who would go on eBay?
But have you ever like? I want to know the moments where you've been like, almost like rageful or
You're ashamed of yourself for
like how like that's shameful, but it's
like have you tripped someone up to win a race?
Ooh.
Or
No.
Have you? Did you take a bus during a marathon?
We're asking you though, Nick.
I'm the most. I have the fear of God in me without being a God-fearing man.
Oh, so you're honest.
I am so honest.
Oh my god.
I'm honest to a fault.
How boring.
You just told us about how you scammed your little brother.
I made him
for
happy.
500.
I made him happy. I can make myself feel good about that.
Okay.
So if you're going to convince yourself that you're being good,
Oh no!
you're doing
No! Let's be real.
You're so in denial.
I can convince myself of anything as well. So as long as my conscience is clean.
I have a friend who I'll talk about this before, but he's a person that he will get so drunk that he will forget something, and he will do something awful in that drunk state, and the next day you'll be like, "This is what you did last night," and then as he doesn't remember it, there's no responsibility or remorse because he's like, "Well, that didn't happen because I can't remember it happening." So
I'm the opposite.
How can I feel guilt?
I'm the opposite. I wake up from a big night out and I can't remember. I'm like, oh my god, I've got to apologize to everybody.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know I did something wrong. Like it must have been bad.
But
If my brain is protecting me from it, what was it?
But you have a residual. Like, imagine if you didn't have any residual. Like, you're like, let's say, you had a good evening and you went home, and I said to you next day, "Do you realise you did this horrific thing? You punched a guy in the face.
Sounds like
you
me.
vomited on him.
Sounds like good guy Nick.
And you.
I punched him, then vomited.
then you took his
that
bank
order.
card and you brought around for the whole bar.
I managed to get his PIN number out of him.
Yeah, and then but that's why you punched him, to get his PIN number. And then I tell you this the next day, you'd be like,
See, now I'm feeling pretty guilty. And I know this is just
because
an
you would be
example.
like, I don't remember that, so it couldn't have happened.
So what's the most max?
What's the most worst competitive streak? Yeah.
Do you know, I don't really think I've done that much that's that
Has anyone
bad.
ever done it to you?
What is wrong with you guys? Where's your rage?
I think
you're the you're the bad example, David.
No,
I've seen you
guys
play.
are way too nice.
I've seen you play Street Fighter with somebody who's never played before, and you play 100%. You're like,
we'll get onto it in a bit. I want to hear Max.
Yeah,
I want to hear you guys reveal your shame.
I think that when I was younger, I had a bit more sort of aggression.
When you were younger,
yeah, like puberty was tough.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah.
So I think that when I was maybe playing like Call of Duty or something when I was a kid,
Did you call someone a noob?
I probably died a lot, but there was definitely a lot of me being really pissed off, and then
did you wear a headset?
I threw my phone at a wall and it smashed.
Wow.
But then it's like instant regret.
But how did it? Was it one of those Nokias?
It bounced back and
it was
hit
like
you
an
in
old.
the face.
It was like one of the first
The
colour
wall broke.
phones. that
Just the whole wall is stuck.
You broke a hole into another dimension.
yeah.
There's a vortex on the wall. Stuff's being sucked into it. Instant regret.
A permanent hole in the space-time continuum for all dimensions to interact with.
You released the
I 100% broke the phone. It was like, it wasn't one of the Nokia bricks. It was one of the first like color phones. It was maybe a Motorola or something like that. But
Colour phone.
the color telephone.
When people first got the first colour phones.
I think you're not delving deep enough, Nick, into your.
Okay, I'm going to do now what Morpheus does in the Matrix.
What did you do? Like,
Look,
have you ever?
I'm delving deeper.
Have you called anyone a noob in Rocket League?
I broke someone's ankle playing football once,
Why? Intentionally?
No, it was an accident, wasn't it? Because you were so good.
just to feel alive. No. I still get sleepless nights about that.
Oh my god, you're like, do you even before you do something, you don't even do it?
What does that mean?
Like you
What does that
normally
mean?
like people do something bad and they regret it, but you seem to know before you do something not to do it.
I'll regret having a thought about doing something.
What if you're like in the rage, in the zones? Because sometimes you do stuff and you're like,
I punched the wall once and like badly bruised my knuckles.
So you hurt
And it was like,
yourself.
I hurt myself, yeah. Because my brother pulled the chair out from behind me. And I was so angry at him, I punched the wall.
But what were you doing? Were you playing games?
I was trying to sit down to browse the internet. And then he pulled the chair out, and I slid down the back of the chair. And I punched, and I had like bruised knuckles at school.
Oh my god. That's not even something to feel guilty about. That's just something to feel stupid about.
Yeah. I once cleared my friend's memory card by accident. You know when it says on the screen,
Oh my
do not
God.
remove memory card? I removed the memory card, and then everything was gone. It was like 200 hours of time splitters.
It's weird. I never really get raged when you're doing a game.
He was disappointed in me.
Really, yeah, I get fucked up. If you did that to me, I would
Delete
really
all your
upset
saves.
with you. If you deleted I'd probably be chill, but
You wouldn't be
wouldn't
chill.
forgive you.
You'd probably kill a small animal.
No, I wouldn't do
No,
that.
you actually.
I'm much more chill now.
now.
Yeah. So like, there's these things in games though. Like if you're trying to beat a game like Dark Souls, you're trying to beat a boss, you die, you start again. Really patient in that. Like I'll just be like, okay, I've learned. I'll adjust. I'll
come back
upgrade,
stronger.
and I come back stronger. Yeah.
You're a methodical killer.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds like it.
with people. So let's say you're playing a game of StarCraft, and let's say the person you're playing, let's say you're playing as someone, and they're an equal skill level to you, and you've both made mistakes, and you've both played quite well. Like I like the partner goes, oh, they were better, we lost, da da da. Like it was fun, or like well played. Sometimes the other person will like blame it on you, and then I'll get really angry. I'm like, no, you're
That's real rage.
You're an effing twat. Like
Let's bleep the first one. leave the second
you're
one.
the
Like
new,
that.
and I'll be like, I'll pick out all the points they did wrong and just rinse that. Even though I know they did stuff wrong, I'll be like, well, if you can attack me, I'm gonna make
You've already got a notepad
you
full of
feel
stuff just in case.
Yeah. So I'll do that. The difficult part is like when you've been playing as someone in StarCraft and they just haven't done anything. I generally won't attack the weak, but
feed off
sometimes
the strong.
you lose your composure. Sometimes,
God.
yeah. So you'll be.
You sound like
Not like I won't attack their mum, but I'll be like, dude, stop playing ranked. Like you obviously
go back to training mode.
like you
Please
obviously
forfeit.
I don't know how
Delete-
you got
delete
here.
the game.
We had a strategy, like you just like monged out, you know. But I'll let them fucking know.
Cancel your internet subscription.
Yeah, but there's many guilty things when you play games. Oh man, like sometimes when I was a kid, I used to play fighting games, and like, I just got raged sometimes. Like, I got into
Should
play
you-
fights. Play fights, like when you get into scraps about it.
But
like,
should you play something that makes you that angry? Like, is that?
But otherwise, it's not stimulating. So why the fuck are you playing games anyway? Because we play games to stimulate ourselves. So there's like another level of stimulation.
But I'm pretty sure like
Violence.
Buddha was pretty stimulated actually. Buddha was like height of stimulation.
What is?
Buddha?
Buddha.
Yeah.
No, he's nothing. He just does nothing.
Mahatma, yeah, but he's fully stimulated.
Well,
He's
he's-
stimulating on his own content
I
all
love
the time.
Buddha.
Yeah, Buddha. He's
Siddhartha
enlightenment.
Gautama.
He's mentally stimulated. Same with Mahatma.
Do you guys like silence? So I always have to have some like a music or a podcast or a thing
Just
to
constant.
do. I can't be in silence, otherwise I feel.
I listen to podcasts at night when I'm sleeping because
Yeah.
I can't be alone with my thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
If Nick and I just stop talking now, how
yeah,
long?
I wouldn't be able
would
to do
you
it.
just
Nah, a
talk-
second,
Well-
I'll be over it. No, you can't do it.
I need an 8-hour podcast here to get me through a night. That's why I'm recording this. 8 hours of podcasting and then 8 hours
Yeah.
of sleep, and then we just rinse and repeat.
I'm the DJ in the design studio. I make sure there's music playing all the time. Like, you can't do it. So, like, yeah.
That's what I'm
So
excited
I don't
about.
understand how Buddha sat in a room doing nothing for like a year or whatever he did. What did he do?
I was just thinking about stuff.
What was he thinking about?
Probably like
That'd be awful. Imagine thinking about things for a year and not doing anything.
he probably has some pretty sick thoughts.
I don't.
Like sick.
Do you
like,
think?
really
Okay, so you know,
interesting.
like in life, you get those intrusive thoughts where you are thinking about someone or not someone. When you're thinking about something and you're like I'm in a meeting with someone, and then my brain will go, imagine what destruction you could cause in the 10 seconds right now. So I'm like, I'd pick up that laptop, I'd throw it over there,
Wow.
I'd clean the whiteboard,
Brilliant thing to think about.
I'd like rock bottom this person into the floor, I'd shout out some racist obscenity, and I'd like do. So I think I often in a meeting and I'm like, this is so, and I think,
Oh my God.
what could I do which is the most offensive thing in the next 10 seconds? And I'll picture something in my brain, and I'll be like, I could do this, I could do that.
You're
I
lucky
could do
you're
that.
not like you haven't got Tourette's, because that's
No,
what people with
I've
Tourette's
got mental
do.
Tourette's though. But I'm like, what could I do? And then I'll be listening, and then like, I can do lots of mental things at once. It's a bit of a thing, but I can like
Yeah.
think of like lots of things. It's probably not a thing, but I can think of like what's going on in the meeting. They'll be like, David, what do you think of this? And I'll reply, and I'll feel really guilty. But even if it's a perfect reply,
Yeah.
I'll feel great because I'll be like, I'm just imagined.
I just killed you.
I'm just like you know when the Joker does that thing when he slams someone into the pencil? I'm like, I just did that to you.
I chose to let you live.
Yeah.
And you know nothing about it.
But
I picture I do picture a room invasion.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, SWAT, like SAS people come through on strings through the window.
Yeah.
Where do I go? I put the table over. What's
Yes.
my exit route?
Yes,
What's
exactly.
my protection route?
Yeah.
So
Who
I'm
do I
thinking-
take hostage?
I'm thinking Buddha never ever had any fucking thing like that in his brain. I reckon he was just like, leave.
I think you're underestimating Buddha.
wind.
I think he had the most crazy
Like,
imagination.
No, he was all about be in the now, feel the water flow through your hands, imagine the water trickling through it, feel it, live it, feel the wind on your face, feel how pretty
That's
that
what he
wind
said
is.
he was thinking about. His imagination was freaking A+.
No,
it
man,
was HD, 4K, 3D, VR.
He immersed like every sense now, so he would be like, I can feel every pore on my face or every vibration in the air. He just got like really absorbed in like really minimal stimulus.
You haven't read his
Whereas I
nuts.
think I had to feel like very vibrant.
I've read his early
stimulus.
work. Read his autobiography. It is filthy.
How many Buddhas are there?
I think one, but I have no
Yeah,
idea.
there's like an original guy called Siddhartha Gautama, I think.
Okay, that
So-
sounds really precise.
And he
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, no, Benicio del Toro.
So we were talking about the internet history thing that they did in the UK, where they just tried to do some. Like Nick, you want? Why don't you chat about that? Give us a chat about it.
Okay, so
We'll
they've just
see if it's
passed,
interesting.
or they're passing a law that means that they're going to store the government, the big man, they're going to store your internet history for a year.
Yeah.
And weird bodies like, I don't know, the Gambling Commission, all the government agencies can access that without a warrant, without any
What?
kind of like legal
Can I
like,
access it?
loopholes. No, you're not part of the Gambling Commission or the general government. There's also other bodies that can access it. But like your browsing history is freely available now, pretty much. And
Wow.
Okay, so-
on a side note, that also they've decided that the government should get internet training. I think it's like they've realized what a bad thing they've just passed. Now, like, oh, you should probably get trained to work out what this thing is that you're passing laws about. So your internet history for the past year, are you worried about that or not? I am on the record 100% really worried about. I'm changing my browsing
So
history.
I'm not worried about it at all because any advertising I get, I just phase out really blindly. But what I'm really interested in is what were the things that drove the government to make that decision. So was it money?
No, it's like
What
they
was
want to
it?
stop
What-
stuff like terrorism, like child porn.
So what the
and
fuck they
stuff.
give it to the Gambling Commission?
But I think it's just like a default. So there's a lot. GCHQ, get it? Max, what are we looking at here?
All right, so there's a list of all of the agencies and companies that are allowed to access all of your history.
Food
Most of them are like
Standards
Ministry of
Agency.
Defense and military police and that sort of thing, and Air Force. But yeah, like you said,
The Gangmasters Authority?
You got any advertising agencies?
NHS Business Services Authority.
Oh no, the Welsh Ambulance Services. I'm fine with that one.
Yeah.
They can see my internet history because they need to see that.
Yeah.
I need some intervention.
I mean, I don't mind. I think if they can skim my history to learn about what's going to save me.
So you're happy the Secret Intelligence Service and the Secret Service and the Air Force Police, the Royal Military Police, the Navy, the Ministry of Defense, just like checking out
As
your
long as they're
Google
not going
history.
to fucking tweet about it, I don't give a shit.
Well, everyone can see it anyway. They need to.
I just don't know what they're gonna like. It depends on how they're gonna scan for what they want to see, because they're obviously not going to look at our internet history.
Have you
They
seen
probably
the
will now?
Have you seen The Lives of Others, the German film about the Stasi, about how they're like tracking everybody?
No.
So it's like East and West Germany, and the government tracked everything people did, and that was done on paper and so on. That was done without any technology, and now the government can do this kind of thing without kind of any problem at all. It's so easy to track.
Well, what are they going to do? They're going to stop terrorism or whatever, and then something else.
What happens if they don't like what happens if they don't like what we're tweeting? Like what happens if Donald Trump sees you've tweeted something bad about him, and he's like, oh, actually, I don't want people to do that, and then he starts like putting you on a list. You know what lists happen in politics? It's not a good thing to be on.
But like, he could make a list now, couldn't he?
How?
Because
You'd have to like get warrants and permits and so
no,
on.
because he can look at people tweeting bad things.
No, that's true. You can actually just
In
do
the
a quick-
pecking order, I'd be like, right, okay. things in the public domain I would capture first if I was Donald Trump. I'd be like, right, fucking journalists. I'm gonna gas those guys. If we're talking about like a society where all this information is used to like extinguish opposition, I'd be like, right, journalists, university people, people that post on Reddit, and then some like really, really bad Facebook posts, and then I'd be like, right, I want to know beneath the surface of the public domain what people are doing in their spare time. So if they're googling Donald Trump's stupid face, I'm going to put them on a list.
But that's what happens in China. That's what happens in North Korea.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Like, so the thing is, it's that part which is bad. The action.
But there are controls to stop bad people doing things, but those are being taken away.
I can't believe I'm standing up for this opposition to privacy. But like, I'm just saying, like, let's say one of these things is like Google. How do I make a bomb? Well, that's bomb. Probably... I don't make a bomb at a party. I don't make a big splash. No.
How do I be da bomb?
If it's like, how do I construct an explosive? Best way to consider explosives, I'd be like, okay, that's probably a good thing to know that someone's trying to think about.
And also, Billy, just flag that podcast now. You're now being monitored.
I've just said the two
David,
very secret search terms.
David.
No.
Second name.
Nick. No.
I'm gonna mute you.
I can do it. Okay. Yeah, but if it was that, I'd be like, yeah, find out that person who wants to secretly do harm. But if it's, Nick's secret collection of Bukaka porn
in VR, you'd be like, "Hey Nick, I'm Winston from the Gambling Commission. I've seen you've got this pretty impressive collection of VR porn. Can I ask you where you get it from? Like, how do you know about this? Oh, you're very public.
Let's say that the Gambling Commission come up to you and they're like, "We see you're trying to find Batman Bukaki. We've come up with like the product for you." Yeah. You'd be like, that's fucking amazing.
I would. By the way, you're the only person in the world that would want that response from the Gambling Commission.
You'd be like, wow, you've created something just for me. Like that's so thoughtful. Thanks for listening.
David, it's the Gambling Commission here. Trousers up, VR off. We've got a product you're not going to believe.
Yeah. Oh my God. So right, that's... We exhausted this thing, haven't we?
Well, I think we know where you stand.
Okay, where do you guys stand? Have I just talked about me the whole time?
No.
No, I feel like, they are going to search for those kind of terms, like ISIS recruiting. Yeah. No, I'm saying like, they're going to search like, if anyone is Googling ISIS recruitment, then they're going to find that.
Yeah.
They're going to be tracking those people. I don't have anything to hide.
How do I get a job at ISIS? One, send your CV over. If you've got years of experience of being...
if you want to tweet this podcast, it's hashtag ISIS
If you've ever co-financed in computer games... If you love playing Call of Duty and you love playing for the opposition, join us.
But that's the kind of thing. If you see someone who plays 80%...
If you select a certain faction in Red Alert...
Didn't the US, they banned like the original Medal of Honor or something for a while because one of the missions allows you to play as the Taliban.
There's one mission in Call of Duty which is where you're playing in an airport and you are shooting people.
But that is you playing as a terrorist.
And it's a plot. Yeah. It's like banning a movie for having, I don't know, a villain's perspective. It's weird. But that's really weird.
You do have to control someone who goes around mass murdering everyone. Which
there's Scarface is a guy, a drug dealer, and you're rooting for the guy.
But in video games, there's an assumption that kids there's no control over who plays it. Like on the PlayStation Store, anyone can download that game. You have a 6-year-old mass murdering civilians.
I could put parental control on it.
But do parents know that?
If I was a parent, I would put parental control.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty is massively popular with kids.
Yeah, it's mostly
hugely
kids.
So.
Well, maybe are you saying the US government was right to ban that mission? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying.
It is, David. I am saying it's...
I don't know why you guys are saying that, because that's obviously...
Because...
freedom of speech and all that shit. You gotta be able to play a fucking game, and you've gotta appreciate both sides of the table. I mean, ideally, what they would do is you're playing the opposition, but you're the good guys, and the Americans are mowing down innocents. That would be a fucking game.
That would be.
That would be a game because you can actually get
isn't
some
that-
fucking moral distinguishment.
Spoiler alert! Isn't that Spec Ops: The Line?
Yeah, that is a good game.
Yeah.
Oh, good insight. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a fucking
That is
awesome
a
game.
huge twist. Actually.
Yeah, the
That's great.
chemical warfare.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's sick. Yeah,
I just
that's a very good
I'm
game.
gonna forget this. I want to play that. And,
You need to play this game.
Yeah.
It will be very good
Spec
for you.
Ops: The
Very
Line.
good. Yeah.
the bomb.
The other things we were going to talk about was a little game which caused a little bit of controversy this year. You might not have heard of it. Tiny little game. Not many people were excited about it. It made a splash. It was called No Man's Sky. It was not many people have heard about it. It wasn't like people were going, "Wow, this is the biggest game I've ever been awaiting. It's going to change everything. I'm going to absorb my whole existence in it because it's so vast. I'm going to I'm going to amputate part of my life to live in this game." It wasn't like that.
The only thing it was in VR.
It was everything to every geek. And then they launched it and it broke our hearts. And I think actually, the funny thing is on Reddit, people are like, this is, or when we talked about it, like, "Oh, don't be silly. This is why you shouldn't pre-order stuff." And they're like, "Oh, it's just a game." But actually, I think it's been so seismic in the industry that people have just gotten fatigued by any sort of preview.
Right, so I played it for, I don't know, like 10 hours or something. And I didn't really know much of the hype. The hype that I heard about it was that it's a big open universe with like a billion planets or whatever that you can go visit.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, fine. That's like... That sounds great, but I played Elite Dangerous. It's the same thing. I wasn't expecting anything particularly special. Played it. It was all right. The graphics were crap. You know, you fly away from a tree for 100 yards and it disappears. But that was... Yeah, it just was a grind. The whole thing was a grind. There's no story to it. It was just like
It's
really
the perfect
dull.
example of marketing perfection. I mean, like, it was 12 people who made that game, and it's the biggest game ever made.
Yeah.
So you've got to set your expectations to a reasonable level, but they did not do that. They created...
Sean Murray, lovely guy, so down to earth, so honest. He basically said, "This is my passion. I'm the gamer of gamers. I love you guys. You're going to be able to..." Like, basically, people thought he sold it as like EVE Online.
Yeah,
but on
multiplayer.
PlayStation. You're going to be able to interact with me. And then it launched and it didn't have any of it. And then he disappeared. And then there's people raging at him. I don't rage at him, but like, it was upsold massively.
Yeah. And wasn't there a whole controversy thing with the screenshots that were on like Steam and stuff like that?
There was the
Used
trailer,
fake-
and it's like...
Someone's taken them to court over the false advertising.
Yeah.
But
So-
I personally really liked it. Like, I really enjoyed it. For what it was. And I knew it could never deliver what it was promising, but I did enjoy what was there. And I think it is a good base. If they sold it differently, if it was like a Steam early access, if it was like a demo that came out, that you like
100%.
Minecraft when it came out, it was not much there. And you could pay like £4 and get it, and you'd have it forever. And it would update and update and update. This game could be something if you realise it was just a first draft.
It was like a Ferrari, and they only gave you a litre of fuel. So you started off hard, and then the fucking... I just stopped playing it one day, and I was like, no, I can't play anymore.
But
I'm not moving another inch on this game. Like,
Sean Murray just kind of disappeared for the last 3 months, right?
Yeah.
He
But
didn't
they've got death threats.
Really?
Yeah,
They've
I
been
really
like
do that.
under like a huge amount of
It's
for a
one of the worst
12-person
rated
team.
games.
Stop it. Yeah, that's
For a
bad.
12-person team, I think all they could do was like, okay, what we're going to do is we ignore everything, and we're going to go and make an update. And the new update seems to be pretty big. Like, they have introduced a lot of new stuff. It's a good amount of work for 3 months.
Yes. I
am standing ground here.
I'm not impressed with the update.
Really?
Yeah.
I think...
Have you seen the update?
Yeah, I've seen the patch notes. I've read it all. Lots of notes, lots of bullet points.
Right.
It's not matching up to original expectations.
There's still no multiplayer aspect.
It's not No Man's Sky. It's still this other game that they released with a bolt on, which is good.
So I watched the trailer and it's really focusing on base building and freighter ships and stuff like that.
Base building looks pretty pretty basic.
Yeah,
No.
but it's also that is not what would make this game great.
Making it great, it includes... I want to see... This is what I'm
Make No
saying.
Man's Sky great again.
I want to see a map of the universe. I want to zoom out. I want to see factions in quadrants. I want to see people joining guilds fighting over control of the universe.
You want Star
I want to see
Citizen.
resources.
And
Yeah,
you
I want to...
want
And
Elite
Which
Dangerous.
is the exact same problem as No Man's Sky.
what?
Star Citizen.
Why?
all hype, no.
All hype, but it is.
So people
it's
want
much more promising.
People want an Eve, which is newer.
Eve is
and-
good, but it's just the graphics. It's like way.
People thought it'd be a new Eve, and it's not.
Yeah.
And it was a more kind of tangible. Oh, I can be the pilot and the commander and the builder in everything.
They should have scaled and thought about how they rolled it out, and made it very clear how it's going to happen.
Or they should have just said it's a survival game in space, which is procedurally generated. They should not have made it and sold it about something. I think people added a bit of their own interpretation, but
the trailers were phenomenal.
And
they
were
were
the problem is it showed you with other squads and fleets of ships and fleets diving in. But when the fleets dive in the game, they're just there, they're nothing. They're like, what are they? A faction?
I think part of the problem was that this was the first thing. It was trailed before the PS4 came out, so people were seeing this is what's going to be capable, and people don't know what is capable on a new console.
Yeah.
So you see these trailers, you think, okay, maybe this is what we're going to be expecting.
Yeah,
and. It isn't. So,
but it's a bit of the Destiny problem. If Destiny, when they're you can travel all the way over there, and then you try and go there, and the map, you jump off the map and you die, and you're like, oh, I guess I can't. You didn't make the game. It's Destiny should have been an MMO,
right?
A massively multiplayer online game, not an multiplayer online game,
right? Okay.
So it should have been WoW,
but
first person. That would have been sick. But it's these games just seem to I don't know. They obviously must know when they're creating it. God, if we did this thing, it could be epic. And they're dial it back.
So I do like that they did add the optional creative mode, normal mode, or survival mode. However, I don't feel like I ever needed to try and survive in No Man's Sky. No. There was never any enemy or any threat.
But now,
what about you could attack the Sentinels and you could just duck and cover. And
it's not a big threat. It's not
and the reward is shite. You just get a few bits of material. You're like, great, all right, that's the big boss of the game.
Yeah.
I'll just do that a bit more.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, I'd even do the thing. I went to each Atlas and I got those stones, and then something magical happens at the end.
Don't tell me.
And I was like,
that
was the ending was pretty cool, but I don't even believe it that it happened.
So do you think this game could be better? Say, let's 5 years time. This is a platform, not a game. They want to build on it.
It could be better.
Do you think it's going to be worth playing in 5 years' time? Can you see a universe in which that game is good?
The engine, I think, is there. I don't know if it has the capability to have two people on the same screen at once.
Yeah.
But if it does, and you can build bases and someone can visit your base, and it is genuinely one world on a server that many people can visit, then you have potential to construct more things within that world.
But that's kind of what you've got with all these other space games that are competitors.
Is it?
Yeah.
But
they're all multiplayer already functioning.
I don't know. I want to know their ambition.
But I used to always remember it's a 12-person team. How can it be the biggest, best space game ever, which people kind of want it to be?
What I wanted when I saw the trailer, I really wanted to fly down, land on a planet, see an enormous dinosaur that was going to kill me, and have to get away from it, and
then go to a different planet. Imagine
if they had a raid on 20 planets, and you had to visit them across the galaxy to get rare loot.
Yeah,
and then you would and then some of those planets were in control of an enemy guild, and you had to fight your way through as a vanguard to do it. It'd be sick.
Even if they didn't have the multiplayer option, if you landed on a planet and it's a volcanic planet and you have to not get smushed by lava, that would be great. You got some competitive element of survival, but
politics, challenge, reward, threat, survival. There's a few not feelings and emotions I'd like to get in there.
Yeah, not just grind, mine, copper or things like that.
The ultimate peak of my thing was I'd land on a planet with spiky balls.
Yeah.
And I'd pick about 10 up and I'd take it back and make a killing and do it again. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it just feels like you're just literally grinding away. Okay, so No Man's Sky, not much hope.
Yeah. Okay. Whew, that No Man's Sky thing was fucking depressing. That game was so painful. Oh my god. It's such a big disappointment. God damn it, that game. See, we're even upset I was talking about. I'm feeling like
a Debbie Downer.
I'm feeling I'm talking about this kind of ex that I've dumped and I don't even want to talk about it anymore. They're fucking
you were
depressing.
Hurt. We all were hurt in some way.
Yeah, we were. And they promised, and they're like, oh look, I've got I've dyed my hair, and we're like, you're still a minger.
Wow.
And you're still boring.
That's dark.
Yeah.
And you said you were, it's like on Tinder, you were really fit and interesting, and then I met you, and you were that, and you're saying you dyed your hair, and it's like,
Ain't
well,
enough.
I write you to change personality, or I don't know. All right, so like basically, you've heard us talk about a few things on this podcast today. So you've heard us talk about like Bukkake and No Man's Sky and competitive
Exorcists
gaming,
and
Deliverers. So like we're gonna like circle through topics every week relevant to like now. We're probably gonna talk about a few things like films and the upcoming Star Wars shit we can't wait for, and like Doctor Strange, that fucking like hit us, and a few other things. But we want to talk about things that are relevant to you. So we want to talk about like your things you want us to talk about, but also if you've got a problem and you want us to solve it, then you can like send something and we'll discuss it.
We'll have a rotating section, I guess, which you will bring in a question, a topic from the wider audience.
And it can be anything from, let's say, something to do in the genre we're talking about. So like, oh, my friend plays this type of game. I want him to convert. What's the best way to do? Or I've raged out, or I get raged. Like, how do you do that? Or it could be just something to do with like relationship or anything, or just whatever.
Yeah.
We'll just discuss it for a segment on the show.
Yeah,
for a small fee.
Oh yeah, there'll be a charge.
The government,
you'll get that
the government, Trump election reflection.
Don't give us your address. We will find it.
Yeah, we will find you.
You will get a note. We'll go through the gambling commission. They will give us the details.
So if you want to get in touch with us, go to the email address, Max.
Yeah, it's getoutmyheadpodcast@gmail.com.
See you.
Smash that like button, guys.
See you next week.
See you.
Oh dear.
Next week.